In this video, we put drilled and slotted rotors on this 150 horsepower car to answer the question, do you need a brake upgrade? So when we picked the car up yesterday, the rear passenger wheel was locked up. So I took the wheel off before we put it on the dolly. Took the brake caliper loose, took the pads out of it. The rotor was just seized up on there. Got it here safe and then kind of forgot that I had done this and pressed the brake, and yeah. What I'm going to try to do is take these calipers off, and instead of getting new ones, I'm going to try to rebuild these just to save some money because I'm cheap. Here's the caliper off of the rotor. I already pushed the piston out. The seal was completely blown off of it before I even pushed this out. And if I can, pry that out of here. See this huge rust line right here? This is what was causing it to be hung up and stuck. So this cylinder needs to be replaced. Hey, so when you're removing the pistons from your brake calipers, don't be a dumbass and stick your thumb in the way. We're off to a good start. Okay, let's not blow my fingertip off this time. I hit them all with brake cleaner and a wire brush and a little bit of acetone, and they're still pretty gungy looking, but hopefully it'll be good enough, and hopefully they don't fall off of here once I start painting them. All primed up. To get these back rotors off, what you have to do after you've disconnected the caliper and everything, these little holes here, you got to put bolts through those to push the caliper off. The bolts that connect the calipers to the bracket are the right thread to put through there. So all you're gonna do is thread these in. You're gonna take your ratchet and just tighten them down a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, and just keep going until they break free. Just like that. Parts are all here. Calipers are all green. And there she is. There's both the front calipers done. Let me tell you guys something. These rear calipers were a pain in the ass, but I finally got them on there. What's going on with these is there's a helical shaft that comes up from the caliper, and there's a receiver for that inside the piston. And what you've got to do is take them out of your old pistons, put it in your new ones. That's all fine and dandy, but then you've got to screw this on. It doesn't just press into place. You've got to actually thread it into place. So what I did was I'd kind of get it started, push down on it real hard, thread it, make sure it was straight, and then I took some channel locks and just twisted a quarter turn at a time. And then I seated this boot. You can see there's a little spot right here that still isn't quite in there good. For the most part, they're together and they're ready to go back on the car, which means I can put these brackets back on and put the new rotors on. So for brakes, what I've got is these Powerstop Evolution Sport. The pads are carbon fiber ceramic. They've got pretty good reviews, so we're gonna give them a try. And they came with these drilled and slotted rotors. I got this going on front and rear, drilled and slotted rotors on a 150 horsepower sedan. Pretty excited for that. If you're doing a first or second gen Altima, and there's a few others that this part number works for, but it's K570 is the kit that I ordered. I've been driving it for a few days and I realized that we sprung a leak. That seal right there, I guess, has come loose. It's pushing around the seals behind it. The rest seem okay, I guess. We all have days sometimes where we just want to give up, and today is one of mine. I took this caliper off and tried to fix the boot. This is the only one so far that's failed. What drives me crazy is you can't find these anywhere readily available. Nobody carries these in stock because only the SE model had the rear discs, except for O'Reilly's. O'Reilly's had one in stock. Bracketed, all the hardware, a single brake caliper for $100. But I got it because we needed it. I'm not going to paint it, test it out for a little while first, and then if it works good, then I'll paint it in case I have to return it. There's our leak right there. See that boot around that piston? This one's no good. I could try to rebuild it again, but honestly, it's not worth my time. New one's right there. We're getting ready to put her on. All right, it's back on and in there. Drilled and slotted rotors for your car? In my opinion, you absolutely need drilled and slotted rotors on your car. I don't care what car it is. If you can get them for it, you should get them, because this thing stops on a dime now. Grabs when you want it to grab, smooth when you want it to be smooth. They're quiet. When I first put them on, they were a little bit squeaky. They're carbon ceramic pads. How carbon ceramic pads work is the material from the pad adheres to the rotor, and that's what really creates your stopping friction. Instead of just wearing away and creating a bunch of dust, the pad actually wears onto the rotor and gives it better stopping power. That's how I understand it. That could be wrong. If that's wrong, let me know in the comments. I've had a couple people mention how good the brakes look. I think they look great too. You might not be a fan of the green. We're gonna change the green, I think. I'm gonna go yellow. Not really sure yet. The rotors themselves look awesome. They make this car look so much sportier than it actually is. I'm wanting to autocross this car. So the better it stops, the better the brakes work, and the less heat that will build up in those brakes, the better times I'll be able to achieve in autocross. We'll see when I do some autocross events, and when I get to take it out on a track day, I'll probably get laughed off of the track having an old beat up Altima, but you know, we'll see how they do. But as far as, you know, spirited street driving, they really do the job and do it well. If you like this video, give it a like, hit subscribe, and check this video out.